Zesty shredded crock pot pork. Say when.
When?
So say action.
Action. Is there anything else you'd like me to say?
That you love me.
I do love
And you think I'm pretty.
Oh my word.
Okay.
Okay. Action!
Hi, and welcome to another installment of Cookin' Chris's Dishes with the good old boy, where we are cooking recipes from Chris's site, recipesthatcrock.com. And today we are going to make zesty shredded crock pot pork. But I'm thinking, in order to get a little zesty, as you can see, we're using some salsa and we're using some chilies. I'm thinking it's got to be a little Mexican theme, right? I think we need some mood music. Alexa, play. That's right, we gotta have some good music while we're putting this on. Alright, so totally lost my train of thought with the music. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is, if you remember from one of the other episodes we had, yeah, that's a little loud.
Alexa, level 2.
Alexa, level 2. Much better. So if you remember from one of the other recipes that we did, I had a giant pork loin. I think it was over 5 pounds. I cut it up into 3 separate pieces. Used one for a slow cooker recipe with pork loin and big red soda. And then the other one I cut up into pork chops. And then this is the other one that was left over. This thing weighs probably about 1.8 pounds, something like that. You remember if I asked you to do the math on what 5.52 pounds was divided by 3? This is how much this thing weighs, approximately. But we're going to take this almost 2-pound pork roast and toss it into our hold and go slow cooker. You notice some of the slow cookers that we use on Chris's site use push button technology. This one uses dial technology, but what I like about this slow cooker is it has an off setting. Some older slow cookers, vintage slow cookers like we like to call them around here, they only have settings 1 through whatever, like a dial, kind of like what on an amplifier. That's exactly what it does. It amplifies the heat. What I like about the newer slow cookers are they do amplify the heat, but they also shut completely off, so you don't ever have to worry about somebody coming through and touching a hot slow cooker when you don't want it on. We take our pork roast fat side up and lay it down to rest in the slow cooker. This recipe is super simple. It uses 5 ingredients. 1, the pig. 2, pepper. 3, salt. 4, chilies. 5, salsa. And that's it. You salt and pepper your pork roast to taste. So I'll put some salt on top of that fat. We use kosher salt just because that's the way we are. Pepper. Just like that. Chilies. And right on top of the pig. Just like that. And last but not least, salsa. Salsa, not just for chips anymore. Let me put that on both sides there and let it all cook up like that. Alright. And we're going to put that on either a low setting for 8 hours or a high setting for 6. I am going to try the high setting for 6. Not just because I'm impatient. Okay, mostly because I'm impatient and I want to eat this a little quicker. But I want to see how this piece of meat does on the high setting for 6 hours, just to see how tender it is. Because what you want it to be able to do is when you get done with this roast and it's cooked, you want to be able to take a couple forks and shred the meat. Because what we're going to make out of this are, I guess you call them pork carnitas. We've got these really cool little tortilla boats that we'll show you after the roast is cooked that we like to put our meat in. So hang out for a little bit and we'll be right back with our cooked pork.
De tus caricias y de tu amor, amor instante.
Alright, we're done. Don't put the kiss on.
What's this stuff called?
Zesty pork.
Zesty. The Zesty slow cooker pork? I can't see.
Crock pot zesty pork.
Crock pot zesty pork.
Yeah.
Crock pot zesty pork.
Yes.
Or was it slow cooker, zesty slow cooker pork? Google it. Can you the address? It is recipes.crock.com.
Zesty shredded crock pot pork.
Zesty shredded crock pot pork.
There we go.
Zesty shredded crock pot pork, okay? Ole! Okay, so we're back, and it's been about 6 hours since we put on our zesty shredded crock pot pork into our hold and go slow cooker. I really like this thing because, well, to transport a regular slow cooker, you think about holding by the handles and everything. Well, this thing has a handle where you can lift it straight up. The way it works is you put it in place and you lock these two little latches down, and you can pick it up and take it wherever you want to go, and it won't spill. It's pretty cool. But we're not really going anywhere, so let me get rid of the lid. Look at the steam come off of that. That's awesome.
The lid actually sets on the handle.
The lid actually sets on the handle like that. However, since I'm working from behind the slow cooker, I'm going to remove the lid for good. That's pretty cool, though.
And thank you to the Hold and Go slow cooker.
And thank you to the Hold and Go slow cooker company for sending us their Hold and Go slow cooker. It's really cool. I really do like it. Sometime we're going to do a small segment where I'm just going to show you all of the different slow cookers that Cris has. If anybody's ever seen Iron Man 3, remember that scene where you're looking down in his little basement in the vault or whatever you want to call it, and there's all the different Iron Man suits that all do different jobs? My wife is the Tony Stark of crock pots. It's ridiculous. Okay, back to the zesty shredded crock pot pork. I'm going to bring it out and put it on the cutting board and move this out of the way so that you can see what this baby looks like. It's a mess. It's a messy. Oh my gosh, sorry. My bad. Okay, this looked really pretty a second ago until it fell down into there. But what I'll do is I'll scoop some of this stuff out just so you can see what it looked like before.
Yeah, it looks so the same.
Sorta something like that. Anyway, it smells good. Take a fork and stick down in there, and the fork goes all the way through. It's tender. That was 6 hours on high. That is a mess. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I know I've shown you in a previous segment when we did a pork roast in the vintage crock pot, in the vintage slow cooker.
Gosh, you gotta stop.
I know I can't say
You
vintage.
keep picking on that poor slow cooker. It is fine.
It has no feelings. It's a slow cooker.
But those of us that enjoy using it have feelings. So back off.
I'm sorry. When we used the previous slow cooker and cooked the pork, I showed you a trick. Instead of taking your fork and shredding and shredding and shredding, which really doesn't take a lot of time. If you want to go a little faster with it, take your pork. I'm going to, again, cut this in half like that. That thing's just falling apart. I bet you I could just mush it with my hands, but I won't because it's hot. Take your pork and put it in your standalone mixer.
Did you turn that camera on?
Yeah, camera's on.
Okay.
And pop it down like that. I'm faster with it this time.
Really?
I was until this thing didn't. There we go. My bad. My bad. We're good. Take your mixer and on low, really low, it'll shred that pork up. You see the great big pieces getting just munched up just like that. And 3, 2, 1, done. That was about 10, maybe 15 seconds, and that's all it took. Any more than that, and you're going to create cat food. If I keep on cooking, I'm going to create bigger messes in the kitchen. My dog is going to love me tonight.
Take me
all the stuff I'm dumping on the floor. There's cheese, there's pork.
He's got the cheese cleanup duty, definitely.
Oh, man. Okay, so...
He's like literally mouth open, waiting.
He's just waiting. Dummy's gonna drop something. Alright, so I'm gonna put this back in the juices. Just like that. Alright. And we'll stir it up. I'll try to keep it in the pot this time. Put this back here. Stir it all up real good. And the way we like to have these around these parts is we take their mini soft tortilla taco boats. They make these in a couple different sizes. The bigger ones aren't bad, but they're kind of hard to handle, where these mini taco boats are easy to use with your hands, just like that. So I'm going to take a couple of these and I'm going to heat them up in the microwave. Just put them on a microwave safe plate, paper plate around here, and toss it in the microwave for 10 seconds. You know, while we had this time together, I thought I'd tell you a really good joke. Oh, it's too late. Okay, so now we've got our warm up taco boats. They're hot. I didn't have to touch that. I'm so good at burning myself. And take a little bit of the meat. Just, you know, put it in the bowl. Like that. That's one way to do it. And you could do that and then put your cheese on top. If you're going for the look of it, ooh, look at that cheese. But that cheese is, well, still, that cheese is cold. What I want to do, if your meat is still hot, I like to put my cheese on the bottom of the boat because the boat's hot. And then take my pork while it's still steamy and put it on top. Now that cheese is going to melt from both sides. And there you have it. Taco boats, all done with the Zesty shredded pork. And see, fits in your hand just like that. It's about 3 bites. Get a couple of them. You got a great meal. Really easy to make. And let's try it. That's awesome. That's really good. The salsa is really good in it. Lots of tomatoes. Of course, the cheese mixes up with the pork. And the taco boats, when you put them in the microwave, they get really soft. So, it's really quick. Miss Addie loves them. I think it's because she's got her own little taco boats. They're really cute, really. But yeah, very good. Very simple to make. Put it together, dump it in a crock pot, turn on. It's good. Use 2 forks or a standalone mixer. If you're clumsy like me, have somebody else do it, or else you'll make a mess. My dog's so happy with me right now. But again, you can find more of our recipes at recipes.crock.com. You can also check out more videos, link to these recipes as well as music and other things that we're doing around here at youtube.com/MikeyGood. And again, this has been The Good Old Boy, and we want to thank you guys for watching. Bye.